passion. Pick apart the passion. 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 Pick apart the passion. 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 Pick apart the passion. Passion. Pick apart the passion.
Welcome to Pick Apart the Passion podcast. This is episode 6. My name is RamBunxious. I am joined by producer extraordinaire Brad LeBaron.
What's going on?
I'm joined by my man Taiyamo Denku. And by way of Columbus, Ohio, I am joined by legendary underground MC. My man Denku has a relationship with him. They have a couple songs together. And I'm just going to get to it. He has an incredible album out right now. And we're going to get into it. Illogic. Let's talk about it.
What's up? Thank y'all for having me.
Welcome. Thanks for being
How you
on,
doing,
man.
brother? Good.
I'm good, man. Good. Just had my 41st birthday on Monday.
Oh, happy birthday.
So, on
nice.
vacation. Yeah, on vacation from work.
Happy 41st.
Thank you, man.
Hey.
Thank you.
Okay. So you celebrating now Autopilot then? That's the name of the album, correct?
Yes.
Nice. Ram?
Say that again. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that.
Oh, yeah. Autopilot is the album. Dropped October.
I'm sorry, my sound cut out there for a second. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
That's
That was in
all
October.
right.
Okay, I didn't realize that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the album dropped in October.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just
All
the
right.
tail end of 2020.
Yeah.
So what'd you do for your 41st?
Actually just kind of chilled out at the crib, man. I had a couple I've been on vacation from work for the whole week. So I had a couple things I wanted to accomplish. Made some beats and working on editing a video and just kind of relaxing, trying to relax at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's what's up.
As much as one
When
can.
you get,
these
I'm
days.
42, so when you get to that point, you don't do a whole lot for your birthdays no more. You know what I'm saying? You just chill. Like if I get relaxation, that's enough.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I got to be away from work for a while, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a pleasure to speak to you, Danko. Y'all have any questions before we just go and get into this album? I'm excited, man. I think the album's incredible. I watched all the videos. You directed 2 of them. Shot, edited, directed 2 of them, and then also Blueprint did. You want to talk about that and your relationship and how that happened?
Well, me and Print, I mean, we go back, 20 years, over 20 years. So we both we both kind of picked up the camera. Actually, he picked up the camera first, just trying to get into photography and, started getting into videography as well.
Okay.
And, he did, like some of his first videos were some of the greenhouse videos that we did back in the day for the Bend But Don't Break album. He directed most of those. And, over the years, he's just gotten better with the camera. And I picked up the camera probably about maybe 6-7 years ago. And, really just wanted to do this.
Okay. Yeah.
This whole album was a full kind of do it yourself kind of, DIY thing for me. I just wanted to have, I wanted to have my hands in everything. So, directing some of the videos was one of those things that I really wanted to step into a little heavier. And I think it turned out pretty well.
I love it. Yeah.
And is this your first time producing your own album? I think I read that in one of the articles.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Is this your first time recording or doing all your own production for your album?
Yes, this was the first album I fully produced myself.
What was that journey like? Like getting to know the ins and outs of all that?
It was interesting, man. Like, I've probably been producing now for about 5 or 6 years.
Okay.
And when I dove into it, I really put all my other things on the back burner. Like I wasn't writing rhymes. I wasn't really working on anything else. And I would, spend hours on YouTube, just looking at tutorials, practicing, learning the differences between, compression and reverb and, like really learning the
YouTube tutorials. Yeah, I know what you mean.
YouTube University.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
So,
you learn anything.
Just hours and hours of that. And, started to, and it's interesting because a lot of the beats on the album are some of my earlier beats, like, like my 35th beat, my 50th beat, like some of those are super early.
Wait, what number are you on now?
I've made hundreds at this point,
Okay. Nice.
I got a nice stack of beats now.
Tight.
It's actually crazy. I remember when you first started, I think messing around with the production. I was actually on tour with Carnage, and you had sent over, I feel like, a batch of beats for him and I think me to listen to while we were on tour. Were any of those beats ones that you used on this?
Probably.
That's what's
and that was super. Yeah, that was super early. Like I really just sent them to you guys to hear and see what y'all thought of my production because I was just getting started and some of those beats did make the album.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
I mean, the album's banging, man. It's definitely banging. I like it.
So talk about how y'all know each other. Y'all have a couple tracks that I know of myself. But talk about how y'all know each other, your relationship, and how that came about, maybe.
I actually I feel like the first time I met Illogic was 2001 when he was on tour with Idea. Shortly after the Blaze battle, they did a show stop in Milwaukee at the River West Commons, I believe it was called back then. And I remember after hearing his set, I was there with my dude Augury or Eric from Wastelands at the time. And I remember after hearing his set, I was like, man, like I don't usually hear people with like intellectual fucking punchlines like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't really hearing too many people do shit that he was doing, and I believe that's the show that I got the Got Lyrics record. I think was out around.
That was the one that I was touring for. Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure I got that record at that show, and we chopped it up a little bit, and then I feel after that we just kind of kept in touch here and there, whatever, and then I think the first joint that we ever worked on together was the Still Life? The Still Life joint? The Still Life joint for my Quadrofindia record. And Vast Air was on that and Perseph 1 was on that joint. Right. And then me and him did another joint
I was gonna listen to that track later.
And then me and him did another joint that I sat on for probably way too long. Cause that's what I do. Cause I do songs and just sit on them for too long of a time. But we did another joint that I recently dropped this year with me, him, and C Rays. And then we recently did a joint that's not released that we're planning on probably going to do a visual for.
Yep.
Oh,
okay.
So you have an upcoming one.
So is that exclusive information for the public right now?
It is. That's exclusive.
Awesome. It's great when we get one of those.
Nice. All right. Well, now y'all know there's a video coming. That's dope. I'm actually looking forward to that myself. So should we get into the album, or is there anything you want to talk about? You want to say anything about this album before we get into it? I have things I want to ask about lyrics in general, different things about the ones that you shot videos for so far.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to say before this, or
just overall? I'm really proud of it. This was a definite labor of love, and I really took everything completely seriously. As far as the production, as far as the videography, all of that. Like, I really, like my wife was, she didn't see me a lot. You know what I'm saying? The last year and a half.
Yeah.
So, I'm glad that people have responded the way they have to the record. And let's get into it. I'm interested in y'all's questions.
Can I ask? Oh, okay, great. Can I ask a question about that? You said a year and a half. We almost had a year with the whole COVID lockdown. Are you still in Columbus? Is that you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know what it's like there, but I mean, did that make you hone in more on the creativity and make it, so where this was even more of a labor of love towards like maybe halfway through it or whatever it's been, or is it something were you already done with it, or how did that work? Because I'm curious. The album was how that sparked it.
Well, the album was done already. The album actually had been done for like a year and a half. But it was more the thing about COVID that was more of, pushing me as far as how I was going to run my campaign and the type of things that I was going to do in order to create awareness, for the record. So that's really, and COVID did help me kind of focus on that and come up with some ideas that without COVID, I probably wouldn't have come up with.
Yeah. All right. Well,
yeah, I mean, I feel that way about a lot of creative people during that time, is that some creative people were like, hey, let's go. I'm sitting at home. Let's go. I got nothing but time. I'm gonna keep going. And then some were discouraged. And like this podcast actually got started during COVID. I had the idea beforehand, but me and Brad had met literally a week before they shut everything down, and we're like, yo, we're gonna meet up. And 3 days later, a week later, we were shut down. So I think there's good things that have come out of this for a lot of creative people, and that's why I had to ask that though. But yeah, let's get into it, man. I'm sorry for delaying it.
All right. Well, this first track is Conquer the Climb. Yep. Track 1.
It's not necessary for the audience to know every detail. It's
so who's playing it though?
More helpful.
Brad, you playing it, right?
Create.
Do you not hear it?
That for everybody has meaning.
Do you hear it now?
But the things I create are not
Ram?
things.
Ram, are you there? Oh, God damn it, Ram. Ram, come back to me. Does everybody else hear the music?
That you're making really
I hear it.
Time to see by an audience. The objects themselves are not what you think they are.
So who's playing it now?
If you were to keep the things I make and put them in an art gallery, they wouldn't be behaving as they were designed to behave. They can only do that in time.
Yeah, a fallen angel with a broken wing and dented halo, scented with good intentions, aroma permeates the breeze. Snip the potpourri, rebel in a basket case, devil in his new stress, sipping on a flask of faith. Often off in the cut, lost in the ticks of time that crossed his mind, but didn't look both ways. The haze was still while the roadkill behaved for the craved attention paid so the grave would listen. Avoiding vixens, insisting the mission cave or stall. Notice the focus, hope he evades the fall. Clawing his way to the doctrine's top and watching a slave slap happy, no options, just do what they say. Don't ruffle any feathers or shuffle the deck. On a climb to find his mind but hadn't lost it yet. Don't neglect the false prophets, opening eyes to lies so the ones denied can profit. It's all in your hands if you understand the longing to exist on a plane where you embody your gift. It's like this. He just wanted to be happy. He just wanted to succeed. While the underlings were laughing, he gathered the things that he needs to conquer the climb in hopes to find peace. Though his eyes were heavy, in the back of his mind he heard dividends remembered in the fall of the masquerade. Sitting in the kitchen with a glass of his past mistakes. Bonded with band to light, tangled in kite strings, waiting to catch flight. But it might sting from the discipline the night brings. Might sing songs to validate each wrong, to calculate the breathing of the wind to the nearest tenth. Forgot to carry the one. Sentences resulted as he carried the sun on his tongue. Burning needed bridges, visits by appointment only. Listened to the whispers but insisted that he wasn't lonely. So he rode the wave prepared for the crash. Smiled every day but scared to laugh. Do what they say, but don't ruffle any feathers or shuffle the deck. On a climb to find his mind, but hadn't lost it yet. Regret is an open wound, pending a bending spoon. The conquered are born, a conqueror is groomed. And understand the longing to exist on a plane where you embody your gift. It's like this. He just wanted to be happy. He just wanted to succeed. While the underlings were laughing, he gathered the things that he needs to conquer the climb. In hopes to find peace. Though his eyes were heavy, in the back of his mind he heard.
Yeah, I love that song.
We good?
Hey,
Man,
Ram.
that's a good start to the album. I feel like, man, like extremely great start to the album. I love the imagery that you put in people's minds when you drop your lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Like sun on the tongue, bend, like it's just like the imagery it just flows. You know what I'm saying? Like with the verses and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things about my writing that I think has made me kind of stand apart, you know, from, you know, like there's a lot of cats that have, you know, poetic lyrics, but I think the way that I, you know, paint a picture has really, you know, given me my place, you know what I'm saying, within the community of hip hop. And, you know, I think it comes from my background with my mom, you know what I'm saying, like her really giving me the drive to learn words and understand, you know, the phonetics of language and understand, you know, what words mean and how powerful they are and how to use them. And you know, starting out writing short stories and writing poems when I was super young,
Okay.
you know, that's my foundation, you know what I mean? So yeah, like, you know, whenever you come up, you like, I'm sure as MCs, like, you know, when you come up with certain things and you're like, yo, this shit is like kind of amazing. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, just like writing that song. Cause I think that was probably maybe the third or fourth song that I wrote for the album. And, you know, when I wrote that song, I'm like, this gotta be the opener. You know what I mean? Like the beat, you know, and just you know, it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the record.
Well, like I really love the line, understanding the longing to exist on a plane where you embody your gift. That's that's something I really feel is, you know, someone trying to, you know, strive to, you know, get noticed with my creative stuff is like, wanting to be in a place where like I can utilize these gifts to the best of their ability, you know?
Yeah. And that line really, you know, kind of is about us wanting to get to a place where we can be our complete selves and we can be completely immersed in the gifts that we have. And, you know, the reason that we're giving gifts is to share them. You know what I mean? Like there's, you know, there's no reason to be given a gift and not, you know, and hold it to yourself. So, you know, being in that place where you embody everything that you feel, you know, and maybe sometimes that you don't even feel, you know what I'm saying, that you don't even know that, you know, you're called to do. Like, you know, that's a special place.
Yeah. And you can definitely see it in your lyrics. It's great. Great way to open things up for sure. Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah. Sorry, Ram, if you didn't catch all that. Go on, Denku.
Just
you guys hear me okay enough here?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
I can hear you. I can hear you. Just grabbing onto the idea that you said about you know, talking about like your imagery through lyrics and how that you definitely think you have your place in hip hop with that and everything. I've always felt, even since the first time I heard songs by you, that you definitely got your own thing. Like I don't hear other MCs put together lyrics the way you put lyrics together. Like I always felt like you were on your own plane with what you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, like most of us are, you know, we're all older, you know what I'm saying? So we come from an era where sounding like the next man was not, you know what I'm saying? That was not appreciated. Like you had to come and be yourself and be an individual. Cause if you sounded like, you know, the next man, you know, cats wasn't fucking with you. So,
Mhm.
you know, I come from that school, and I've always taken that to heart to make sure that, you know, whatever I put down does not sound like anyone. And, you know, just the way that I do certain things, you know, don't sound like anyone. And I've taken that mindset to my production as well, trying to make sure that I carve my own lane out as far as a beat maker, just like I have as a lyricist.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially as your first full project that you're producing, rapping, everything on your own, like it is very fully formed, like
Yeah.
yeah,
Appreciate
Okay.
that.
yeah, fucking good stuff. Do you guys want to move on to the next track? Ram?
All right, so we're moving to the next track then, right? The
Yep.
title track,
Title track.
Autopilot.
Yep.
Yep, here we go. Autopilot, Shine.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta keep plugging away, you know? Cause no matter what, the sun will always shine, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no matter what, we gon' shine. No matter what, we gon' shine. Yeah. No matter what, we gon' shine. No matter what, we gon' shine. Sitting silently in the passenger seat, living is lucid, cruising on autopilot, dodging a steady diet of sex and violence. They try to feed us to desensitize us. Tired as Michelin, knowing the mission is pendulum swinging. Vocals are hypnotizing, stinging the bubble buzzing, stacking bundles for the bill collector coming. Humble aggression is vital for those that's destined. Trials and tribulations, sundials and constellations, shooting for Orion, hoping to hold a star in hand. Unlimited lashing of asteroid belts for discipline. We on some cosmic, ergonomic L, didactic action packed cinematic chill. No matter what, we gon' shine. 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 Check. Yeah, he maxing on the summit with a maker's meat, pumping on the stove. How you making sure your fam can eat with nothing on the stove? See, this movement penetrates the atmosphere of your soul. Innovate and practice, don't imitate these actors, yo. I'm cool with being me. See potential in the seeds, planet blossom in the tulips when these tulips speak. Just burn some bridges to the rhythm if you're feeling the beat. For the religious, feel the spirit in your two left feet. I walk with a stride, smooth as the glide of a trombone slide. Dignified leader, demeanor calm. Mystified leeches sucking at life. I keep reaching to touch the sun. Touching topics to reach my sons, watching my example of shine. No matter what, we gon' 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 shine. Yeah. No matter what, we gon' shine. No matter what, we gon' shine. Shine. No matter what, we gon' shine.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fire right there. Hey, so I actually had two things about that track that I wanted to ask. I wanted to ask, was there a certain event or idea or something that had happened that inspired you to write this song in particular? Like, so, I'm just curious.
Not necessarily. You know, like usually with my writing, like I just live life and whatever comes out. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and this was actually the first song that I wrote for the album. So, you know, and I felt like it was a yeah. I felt like it was a jumping off point, you know what I'm saying, for the, you know, like I really found something with this song But it wasn't anything in particular that made me write the song. It was just, at the time when I wrote it, because I wrote like the album has been done for about 2 years before it was released.
Oh, okay.
So in the time that I was writing a lot of the music, unfortunately, a lot of things haven't changed, but it was, in a time of unrest, and it was a time of us, like really having to do some soul searching as a world and as people. And everything is always so negative in the press. Everything is always so negative on social media. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
sometimes, we gotta understand that we gotta shine. We gotta be able to rise above a lot of the bullshit that's going on. And I just kind of felt in the process of writing the song that it was a good place to be at the time, as far as the writing, and it was something that I thought was necessary.
Yeah. And then my other question about the song is, did you add elements to the beat after you had wrote it? Because like the little chimes and the synths that I hear, it just feels like it definitely vibes with the idea of shine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah, that beat actually was very bare bones when I actually recorded to it. And like most of the beats, actually, this was me kind of getting into what it really meant to be a producer. You know what I mean? A lot of the songs were kind of written to a basic loop, and the drums and bass. And as I started to develop the album, I started to go back in and really produce around the lyrics and really form the sound that the songs needed, playing off of the lyrics and playing off of the topics that I was talking about. So definitely, like, that song in particular, and that was the most difficult song, as far as the production. That was the most difficult beat that I had on the record. The drum break had changed. A lot of the sounds that were originally there, aren't there anymore. Like, the beat was actually a lot more busy initially. I took some things out, added a couple things, changed the bass lines up. You know what I'm saying? Like, really getting into that producer mindset to make sure that I was, catering to the artist, which was me, but really catering to the artist and what the artist had to say on the track. And, I really kind of took that mindset throughout the record.
Yeah. This one's really hypnotic to me. Like, it's, it just kind of, I don't know, it just puts you into a headspace. Like, I feel like there's a term for this, but like, when a song just kind of gets to a point where like you kind of feel what is trying to be portrayed. It's very soothing, hypnotic kind of beat. So I really enjoyed it. I enjoy your production in general. But
thanks.
What song was that? I'm out the loop. Obviously, I'm sorry, yo.
That's all right. That was Autopilot or Shine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I like the positive message too, because I mean, it is true. Like, I mean, there is definitely a lot to be like, angry about every day. But yeah, there are moments where you need to just, be like, you know what, I'm gonna just shine through all of this bad stuff. So
yeah. That's really an important theme throughout the record too. Just about, no matter what's going on the outside, we have to always strive to be better. We always have to strive to do better for ourselves and for, our children, for the world around us. Because we can't make it without each other. As much as separate and divided as this world is, we can't make it without each other. We need each other. You know what I mean?
Love that sentiment.
We really do. So no matter what's going on, we always got to find the silver lining in, what's going on, and be able to come together and, be the best world that we can be.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I I was just wondering though, talking about your videos, how long have you been into the like video and video editing aspect of things? Because all of your videos, you know, obviously like they've been done during COVID time, which gave you like nice big shot opportunities, which was cool.
Right.
But yeah, how long have you been doing that?
Really about 5 or 6 years. Actually, the album "A Man Who Thinks with His Own Mind," the first video for that album was the first video that I ever shot, and I shot that with my cell phone at the time. I didn't have an actual camera, so I shot that with my cell phone and did all the editing and everything, and that was an experience, you know, within itself. And I also shot a video for the Lucid Logic album that I directed and shot myself with my wife's help. So, you know, I've been, you know, tinkering with it here and there. And for this album, I really did a lot more research just about lighting and just about different types of edits and, you know, certain things. Got a lot of new lenses actually to get some of the shots that I wanted. And really started to kind of dive into that aspect of my creative mind. One thing that's been really cool about this whole process is that I've learned so much more just about art in general and understanding what, you know, because I'm still a novice at photography, at videography. I still consider myself a novice at production. But just, you know, really starting to understand how to speak the language and do the things that, you know, these professional photographers do and professional videographers do, and starting to, you know, with learning a lot of this stuff, I'm starting to look at the world a lot differently. You know, like when I watch movies, I understand how things are shot. I understand, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm starting to really understand those things and see those things. So, you know, my wife watching a movie with me, you know, she'll hear me under my breath like, oh, that's an amazing shot. You know what I mean? Like just little things that I notice.
I do that all
now.
the time, man.
Like just all the things now that I notice.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, and even as a producer, like I hear music differently. You know what I mean? Like I hear how, you know, the reverb on the hi-hat. I hear, you know, like those little things that I never paid attention to when I was just, you know, a regular listener. So this whole process has really changed my outlook on, you know, understanding art as a whole and seeing how difficult, you know, a lot of the stuff is. Because even for the album cover, like that photo for the album cover, I took that photo and I edited that photo and I did all of that. You know what I'm saying? So like really diving into every aspect of my creative body, you know, and really touching all of those things and really learning, you know, diving deeper into those things. I'm still, you know, learning a lot of stuff, but I really wanted everything about this record to be me, you know, when I presented it to the world. And, you know, it's been a fun process. And, you know, now I'm shooting, I did my brother's Christmas pictures for his family. I did those photos. I actually did photos for my nephew's first birthday party, did all his, you know, his first birthday party photos and all that. So I'm really like expanding, you know, my my portfolio, you know what I mean? And, you know, but it's fun, you know what I'm saying? It's fun and it's art and it's, you know, a cool way to be able to have fun and make money at the same time, you know, so I'll never work a day in my life, you know, again, you know,
that's the goal. That's the goal, right? Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, I love your visuals, man. That's one thing. I got cut out, but I don't know if anybody mentioned on, we talking about Autopilot Shine. Yeah. That track, there was a lot of jazz influence in it to me. And there was a line that you said, smooth as the glide of a trombone slide. And that really caught me. I had a lot of jazz influence from my pops. I'm just curious, is that something that's prevalent in your music and is that something that inspires you, that the jazz influence, and who, maybe what jazz artists inspired?
Oh yeah. I was a saxophone player in middle school, And
Did you already cover that, by the way? I don't know.
No.
Okay,
We
good.
hadn't talked about it.
Oh, great.
Sweet.
Yeah,
good to go.
I was a saxophone player in middle school and high school, and took private lessons, all of that. And jazz has always been like one of the, other than hip hop, is the genre of music I listen to most. Most of my record collection is jazz music.
That's interesting. My dad left a lot of jazz with me at one point, and I have a box full of his CDs, and so he was kind of influenced in that way to me. He loved it. He was just a listener. But it's probably jazz, R&B, and hip hop that I listen to the most. Those three, So I heard that line. I'm like, ooh, it was a smooth line, as smooth as the line is. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Yeah, man. So, jazz is amazing. And mainly just because it's one of those genres of music that, came out of struggle and came out of us needing an outlet. This is why, you listen to, Miles and Coltrane and Charlie Parker and, Herbert Mann and all these cats that need this outlet in order to express themselves because they can't sing. You know what I'm saying? They can't, what I mean? Like they can't do a lot of the things that other people do to express themselves. They can't paint a picture, but they can play that saxophone. They can play that trumpet. They can play that flute, and, just seeing how important, jazz was, really to, a lot of the development in us as African Americans enjoying ourselves in this country. You know what I'm saying? Like the developments of the cotton clubs and, like all of that stuff, like jazz is so important to our culture that, I'm happy that it's become so important to me. And one of the things about my style of rhyming is, I have always been told that my style of rhyming, as far as pattern wise, and sounds like a horn, and it's not necessarily on purpose, you know what I'm saying? But listening to music and listening to instruments, I always wanted my voice to be an additional instrument to the music. And the horn is what I played, so that's what I relate to a lot more. And so seeing how a horn doesn't necessarily always have to be on beat, but as long as you land somewhere in the beat and it's still rhythmic, it makes sense. And I utilize that in my style. Like I don't always rhyme on the 4. I don't always rhyme. You know what I'm saying? Like
definitely noticeable. That's one thing I love about your rhyme patterns and your choice in words and how they flow off each other. Your topics flow in the same way, which is very interesting. And a lot of the guys you're affiliated with, y'all do that, and I like it, and it's one thing that draws me to y'all in terms of because your syllabic. I'm about to just said the word wrong, but your syllabic. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, you're saying it right.
Syllabic. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, that's what it is. But the patterns of that follow the same as the instruments do in a jazz way. You know what I mean? Very, very improvisational at the same time as being written. And I think that's one of why I mentioned that. And you kind of said that. So we can get into the next song. Hopefully the next connection keeps going good.
Yeah. This next track is Aphex Twin. Or is that Apex Twin? How is that pronounced?
Aphex Twin.
Aphex Twin.
Aphex
Twin.
Okay,
sorry.
Hello, dear friends. It's so beautiful up here, dear friends. It's so clean. Yes, dear friends, there's no drunken drivers here. No broken glass, no air.
Circling cyclones outside my window pane, damaged baselines bandaged from this candid campaign slogan. Take America's faith again, I wait and grin with Aphex Twin acting on repeat. Sleep can only frame implosions. Caution is often viewed as a skewed display of fear. Soon today you'll hear an array of excuses that losers spout while watching the winners brave the winter's drought. Prosperous, the obstinance limits the amount of clout that they prepare to muster. Clusters of canvases clutter the gallery walls, littered with fictional diction, dictating a pixelated fallacy called impossible. Obstacles appear more immense when you're alone, but in their defense, the fence was placed always there for your protection. Lessons are found in the tones of each of the parts of speech spoken, hoping to reach for the stars and be remembered for more than broken songs. Open to the option of the world singing along and watching the timeline we produce. There's a fine line between evidence and proof. Contemplating the relevance of truth, ovulating, impregnating the youth with intelligence to boost the future's greatness. I've been patient and practitioner, just waiting to lace you listeners with style, grace, and peace, running the race till each prisoner's released. At least this is the final call. A fall is in our midst. Catch the gist of what I'm tossing underhanded. This is just the tip of understanding. Waiting in the wings, flapping to lift the culture. With this gift, I press till nothing's left for the vultures. We alter our vibrations based on the path we choose. At the fork in the road to tune, vengeance lays amazed and amused. Gone are the days of handshakes over coffee cake and milkshakes. Take advantage of the sun rays that manage to pierce the clouds. There's nothing more entrusting than extending a hand to a crowd that gathers in front of stage to witness while you think out loud. Take America's faith again. I wait and grin with Aphex Twin acting. I'm on repeat flying. There's no coming down.
I'm high, alright, but not on false drugs. I'm high, alright, but not on false drugs. I'm high, alright, but not on false drugs. I'm high on the real thing.
Man, that whole song is a quotable, man.
Man, I was gonna say, man, I got a few lines from it. I got some questions. Questions about those lyrics, man. Or just really, I do a thing where I repeat back some lyrics to you, and then you kind of, tell me how that came about in your mind. Think about how you inspired, if that's okay.
We were calling that a bar audit the other episode, I think.
I don't know if I like that, but
you don't know if we're gonna keep that. I don't know. We were excited about it last episode. I'm just saying.
It could be a little. I know, but I was a little faded, and you know, but that could be disrespectful to some people. I don't know, but anyway, check it. Clusters of canvas cluttered the gallery walls, littered with fictional diction, dictating the pixelated fallacy called impossible.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's that's a mouthful, dude.
Right? Like the visuals to me after hearing that line is like I'm not
so much alliteration, you know?
Yeah.
Just all over. Yeah.
I'm sorry, you cut out. Ram, you cut out. Did you ask a question?
I think the screen froze. I was just saying, just to kind of talk about those bars and where that kind of came from in your mind, or.
Well, I mean, I'm an avid, supporter of art. You know what I'm saying? And I love going to galleries. I love going to museums. And as we were talking about earlier, I think that lyrically, I always paint a lot of pictures. You know what I'm saying? And just taking the idea of things that we are presented with in life that are supposed to be impossible to us. You know what I'm saying? Like we're confronted with all these things that we're not supposed to be able to reach those goals. And it's a foul. It's
stars and be remembered for more than broken songs, right? Yeah,
yeah. Like there's so many things that we're not supposed to be able to do. And I see that as a challenge. I see that as something that, you tell me I can't. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put this work in and do my best to reach that goal. And
myself,
and sometimes we don't make it. You know what I'm saying? But like we can't take the mindset that, well, they say I can't, so I'm not even going to try. You know what I'm saying? Like there's something about the human condition that, no matter what, we're going to find a way to make sure that the things that we want in this life are possible to us. And, no matter what obstacles are placed in our path, like nothing is impossible. So don't put your pixelated fallacy in front of me saying that something is impossible when I can, as long as I work and I have the dedication, most likely I'm going to be able to achieve that if I, if I really, really, really put forth the work to it. So, that was the thought process behind that line. And, it's interesting about my writing, even for me, a lot of times I don't understand what I'm writing until after I write it. You know what I'm saying? Like I come up with a lot of
totally.
You know what I'm saying? I come up with a lot of things and I write, and you know, a lot of, you know, that's kind of the idea behind the album title, Autopilot, is, you know, during the process of making this record, you know, I felt like I was a passenger. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
well, you killed one of my later questions, but that's okay.
My bad. But
hey, you could. That's a great thing when. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's you know, it feels like it's divine intervention. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something divine in you that's guiding you through this process. Yeah. And you know, with a lot of my writing, I feel that way. With most of my writing, I feel that way. A lot of times I'll write, you know, and do a song and even record it, and it may be, you know, a few minutes or maybe even days or months that I don't fully understand everything that I've written. Until I can digest it, you know, because I'm a very stream of consciousness, you know, writer. And, you know, lines
totally
like,
understand that.
Yeah, lines like that are, you know, one of those lines where after I wrote it, you know what I'm saying, I'm just continuing to write.
It had meaning then, right?
Yeah, but it had meaning. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the things that I write, they have depth to them and they have meaning, but, you know, I don't always completely understand. So it's really great. Like, and also, I just wanted to thank you guys, because honestly, I haven't listened to this album in a few months.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You're like, I'm getting new feelings and thoughts.
Yeah, like I'm getting new feelings and listening and hearing it back. I'm like, yo, like I was on some shit.
This shit fire,
This shit flames, you know?
Yeah.
Hell
yeah.
For real.
Yo, we all do that.
For real. Ram, did you have another question about the lines? Because I just wanted to touch on one thing real quick. Do you have another question?
I had
Go ahead, do the other one.
You did, but you kind of touched on what I was going to say next, and I think it's the same rhyme. I think my notes might have got messed up, but there's a fine line between evidence and proof, contemplating the relevance between but truth ovulating, impregnating the youth. You talked about that, so I didn't ask that. I actually cut that. I didn't ask that because you kind of touched on that line in your explanation. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So,
My thing was, so you said you haven't listened to this record in a while. So after listening to this record more, for me, myself, because fellow MCs, but I'm also a fan of what you do. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And for a long time, my favorite record that you ever did was that Celestial Clockwork record. That was my shit forever. But I'm just saying, this record, it might.
You're talking about this specific song?
No, I'm talking about the record as a whole. I just wanted to touch on it as a whole because I didn't want to forget my thought of it. Just after listening to this song, it just made me think, like, I feel like this record is like either even playing or it might even step above my personal favorite album of yours. Where does this album stand for you in your catalog of works?
It's my favorite. It's actually my favorite. And I think, the combination of, me having my hands in all of it, makes it more completely me than any other record that I've ever done. And I think that is why, it's definitely my favorite. And,
right.
And it's cool because, like, this is one of the things that was my focus for the record is I want this record to be able to stand next to Celestial Clockwork. I want this record to be able to stand next to Capture the Sun. You know what I'm saying? Like some of my most popular releases, I wanted to make sure that I didn't shortchange my fans and, shortchange myself. You know what I'm saying? Like the goal of an artist is always to improve, so if I'm making a record that's you know what I'm saying? Like in comparison to the rest of my catalog, like it's just one of those, oh, he did a new record, cool. Mm-hmm. But I wanted this record to be to stand next to all of the other records that I have, and talking to Print and talking to Superstition and talking to Ill Poetic and a lot of my dudes that I go to, that heard the record before it came out, kind of letting them hear it and getting their thoughts. Like, that has been the sentiment. Like, yo, this might be my favorite record of yours. You know what I'm saying? Like, this might be, the record that takes Celestial kind of out of the top running, or, it's right there. It's like 1A and 1B. You know what I mean? So that's really dope to hear. Like, I really made this record for me, definitely, and for my fans, of course, but really for my peers. I wanted my peers to hear this record, and be like, yo, like, you really did some shit. You know what I'm saying? So
sometimes that's the most
definitely
important
there.
thing to rappers,
Yeah, it's super important to me. So, I appreciate, you saying that, Denku. I really do.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you guys want to roll on to
we get into the next
track?
song?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's move on.
Oh, wait, I did have, we just listened to Aphex Twin, right?
Yep.
And that was the one, I did a video for that one too.
Yeah.
That was the
I did
the
have
first single.
one question, like, what's the story with the Aphex
I did actually have a
Twin
question about the video.
Actium, the song?
Well, actually, I wrote the song. I wrote the verse listening to that song. Like, that's why.
Oh, okay. So it's like just a literal. Okay.
Yeah, it's literal. Like, with Aphex Twin, Actium on repeat. You know what I mean? Like, I was listening. I was actually listening to that song when I wrote it, and I didn't, like, write it to the beat. You know what I mean? But the feeling that it gave me, like, that was my soundtrack to writing that song. So that's why I named it that. And as a shout to them, because without that song, this song probably wouldn't exist.
Yeah, kind of giving it its due within your song. Yeah. Now I do a podcast about concept albums, so I'm always looking for, like, oh, what's the connection, And but yeah, I listened to that song before we got everything started. I'm like, this is nice. This is a nice fucking tune.
Yeah.
But I was like re-listening to your song. I was like, wait, did he use a sample from this, or,
No, it was just the inspiration to the emotion and feeling of it.
I like that. Yeah. That's super cool. Very, like, jazz oriented to do that. Yeah. My brother played jazz trumpet, so he would always tell me about how jazz worked, and I would listen. But yeah, this next track. Rand, did you have another thing to add on?
No,
okay,
let's run it.
All right,
Let's
next track is Canvas with Blueprint and Superstition.
Illogic super imprint, we sergeants of this battalion.
Yeah. Cleaning my brushes, prepping the canvas. Strategic approach, no rushing the stanzas. The masterpieces, the master relinquished prime potency packed in consecutive releases. From unforeseen to man who thinks to lucid logic. Gifted mystic, prolific lyric locksmith. You're all out of options, I'm just hitting my stride. Diving into new disciplines, come along for the ride. Snapping photos, chopping samples, it's up a notch. Guiding my helm through the realm of the renaissance. It's a hard drive to the gig, a bite of a sandwich is needed when I surf on lines, casting my web, crashing whoever you band with. Left them for dead, for disregarding the standards. Handed down from the mountaintop, I'm praying that these clowns will stop patty caking. The beat pounds like the sound of a smack from a cinder block. He pump faking, but I'm staying grounded. Pulling rabbits from habits, the crowd's left astounded. They want that old ill. They got lyrics, styles and whispers, awkward flow ill. But if you know ill, every record I try to grow ill. Progress is the measured way I show skill. Just know I'm cold still, below wind chill, frostbitten. Stop giving these rappers passes for soft writtens like
Illogic, super imprint, we sergeants of this battalion.
Cleaning my brushes, prepping the canvas.
Illogic,
LAPD, homie. Your life's below me. Your rhyme scheme and your crime scheme seem phony. Unlike these other guys whose rhymes seem boring, I'm constantly fresh like an IG story. My life's seen glory and agony the same. You wanna be underground, that can be arranged. I'll put you 6 feet underground in a grave. Still in your gold grill and fake gold chains. The Undertaker, Storm Shadow, Thunder Maker. I'm old school, but I never did the rump shaker. Playing ball the only time I'm a pump faker. Skip college if you bout to choose a dumb major. You could probably learn more from your boy verse. So don't waste that money, give it to your boy first. Just kidding, man. Study what you like, follow your passion, but make sure that you can pay your lights.
Yeah.
Cleaning my brushes, prepping the canvas. Cleaning my brushes, prepping the canvas.
When my emotions high, scribe faster than most can multiply. 24 by 36 poster boards get posterized. Pulverized, one punch of black in both of your eyes. Soldier for the resistance, exposed to a culture of lies. I feel focused, still in mic skills ferocious. Some of y'all make me want to double my NyQuil dosage. Sometimes I question why I bother sharpening my talents. Why I bother sparring the argument with bargain bin talent. Illogic super imprint, we sergeants of this battalion. We pump up the volume, no we don't pump Valium. The next time you toasting, I'm hoping your limousine flip. Your head nigga in charge, I'm pulling the guillotine switch. Despite of all the misquoted lyrics, I'm still a genius. And fuck anybody who thinks cause I moved, I team switched. Conceptualize, electrify with handwriting. These check writers are just neck biting vampires. Damn liars, don't touch a Bible or put your hands by it. Fakeness, the hatred within me burns like clan fires. Last I was told, the culture has been presumed dead. I watch them all fork over the dough just to be spoon fed. Watch your mouth, you don't compare to super. Most would rather try parachuting in a sea full of barracudas. Watch your mouth, you don't compare to super. And I stand behind these bars for life just like I'm Larry Hoover. Illogic super imprint.
He killed that, man.
Right.
Man.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Super's like one of my favorite rappers right now. Like,
that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
man, dude is amazing.
Yeah, that's what's up.
That's a fucking
So who did?
track.
I want to. One question I had is, who did the hook scratches on that? Does that you
dude-
also?
Oh no.
Okay.
I'm a jack of all trades, but not that one yet.
No, you know what's funny about that? You just said that. I literally was thinking in my head. I was literally thinking you might say, "There's one trade I don't do." Right? I literally was thinking that, and you said it. I've been on some psychic shit lately, you know.
Yeah, that's one of the things but it's my dude DJ $20. He's out of California.
Hey, shout out to him.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. And it's interesting because I sent him a copy of the vinyl and he sent me a message back like this is the first thing that he's ever done that's on wax. So he was like super excited.
Oh, dope.
You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
So
That's
nice,
super dope.
Nice.
but yeah, man, I love that track, man. Like
Yeah,
you know,
I
like,
love that one myself.
I
That
had
shit's
to
fire.
Yeah.
I had to get my brothers on there and you know, it's interesting like that isn't the original beat for that track. Like I actually recorded my verse to a different version of the beat.
Okay.
And I sent it to Print and Print actually wrote to the other version. But you know, like it didn't hit hard enough. You know what I'm saying? Like once I had the rest of the album kind of, you know, starting to, you know, curate it and put together, it didn't, the original beat didn't hit hard enough. So, you know, I made that and sent
So you
it
made
to
both beats though?
Yeah.
Well, you just said I need to go back.
Yeah. I need to go
dope,
back.
actually. Yeah.
So,
And
because
then you got
originally
the
it was
other-
just,
Sorry.
yeah, originally it was just going to be me and Print.
Okay, yeah.
And then once I, you know, kind of remade the beat and I'm like, yeah, let me hit Super up and see, you know what I'm saying? I sent it to him and he dug it. And he sent the verse back like within a couple hours. He's like, man, this shit's so fire. He was like, I had to write, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Hey,
you
man,
know,
I mean, MCs love that when it's just like, oh, let me stop what I'm doing. Hold up. I got you. You know, like, boom.
Well, the first
It's a
line,
beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
the first line is when my emotions high, I scribe faster than most can multiply. So like he's like literally like immediately in the zone.
Yeah,
love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I had a question about one line, and not so much a question as just maybe you could speak on it. You can hear me? Okay, am I good?
Yeah.
Stop giving these rappers passes for soft writtens. Do you think that's happening too much? Are people?
Oh,
you think people are overestimate? I mean, you know, I'm Geraldo right now. I'm Donahue. I'm Ricky Lake, baby. You know what I mean? I'm trying.
Like, let's be real. Let's be real.
I'm just asking the question. You speak on it. Yeah.
If you really look at, you know, like, I think a couple weeks ago, Funk Flex put out his top 25 or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Look at it. I don't remember.
Come on, bro. Like, these motherfuckers, like, ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like, out of the cats that's really spitting, you know what I'm saying? That's really, and I'm not even talking about content. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some cats that talk about shit that I don't fuck with, but they can rap their asses off. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even necessary. Like, as an MC, you know, you can appreciate the fact that somebody can rap even if you don't fuck with the content. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of these motherfuckers out here.
Say that shit.
It's a lot of these cats out here that can't rap, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just can't rap. You know what I mean? And you know, like,
I feel like an emoji, like, hey,
yeah, like these verses cats saying is like, you know, these hip hop blogs and stuff saying like, yo, this is, you know, verse of the year and shit. And it's like, bro, like my 17-year-old son could write that. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing, no substance, no depth. You know what I mean? Like, you're not talking about shit. You're not saying nothing. You know, I've been to the club multiple times with all your other friends that you sounded like. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of passes getting handed out right now.
I hate it so much.
I mean, it's what it is.
Me and Ram have this conversation a lot, actually.
In multiple ways.
Yes.
So who are some artists that are new that you fuck with that you know that
honestly it's not a lot of new ones. But there's some cats that have really caught my ear lately. What's her name? Brittany Carter, I believe her name is. It's a chick out of Chicago. Chicago that's really dope.
Okay.
And it honestly it's mostly women. Shay Noir.
I'm not surprised.
Shay Noir, she's killing it. Chica killing it. You know, like, and granted, Cyrock has been around for a long time, but I really just started listening to her. You know what I'm saying? Really killing it. You know, like, it's a lot of really dope, you know, females that's like carrying the torch. You know what I'm saying? Right now.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Rhapsody. She's not new either, but I love her.
Yeah, love her too.
She's dope.
Rhapsody. Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's, you know, so you know, I like D Smoke. D Smoke is dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really a fan of his. But yeah, like, it's not a lot of, you know, new, you know, cats.
I get it.
You know, like, I love Milo. I love, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's some cats that have really come into their own in the last 5 years or so. So, but yeah, like, a lot of the ladies are really like killing it right now.
Yeah, word up.
Yeah,
all right.
Definitely.
Yo, let's get to the next song. Let's keep it. Let's keep it moving.
This one.
That's an incredible one to me. But let me keep moving.
Yeah, I really like this next one. This is Shrine to Ego.
Yeah.
And this video is directed by Blueprint, right? Is that correct?
Nah, I did this one.
Oh, my bad. I had that written down wrong.
Broken the thread, the needle, building on the backs of people. Culture clash, banana Evo. We make a shrine to ego, just trying to climb the ladder to what's defined as regal. Call for cure, but fed placebo. I've been a lot of places, eyes have graced a lot of faces. Different tracks for different races. Hurdles and steeple chases. No concept of what your case is, but to grow you'll go through changes. No matter what your name is, broke or famous, all the same shit. Please don't be devoured. In the darkest hour, cowards cower, but the faithful will the power. Of course the rain will shower, but from puddles flowers bloom. Just watch what you watch. Blast the music louder, feel the vibe and ride the wave. Embrace the flavor of today before your taste can sour. We gon' sprinkle just a touch of seasoning and pray for what the season brings to our hands. Love towers in our plans, amen.
Yeah.
Man, that one goes hard.
Yeah. I had a couple people that was mad at me because it was so short.
Well,
I thought the same thing when I heard it. I don't know you, so I wasn't mad at you, but I was like,
Well, if you're not looking at the amount of time it is, it feels longer. It feels like it's like 2 minutes, even though it's only like a little over a minute or whatever. It feels.
Is that why you mixed? I'm sorry. Is that why you mixed Ascot and Shrine to Ego in the video?
Yes. Okay. Because of the shortness. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was brilliant actually how those came together too. I thought one was I must have wrote the note down wrong on that. I thought that was Blueprint, but I apologize about that. But different tracks for different races, hurdles, and steeplechases.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about that one? I mean, what's the different tracks? Different tracks for different races. What do you mean by that exactly? Or do you remember?
Well, everybody runs their own race, man. Like, all of us, we go about our path in our journey in life differently. Like the principles are the same, but everybody's path to where they get to is always going to be different. So, like I might have a hurdle here at, when I'm 25 that you might not have when you're 25. You know what I'm saying? I might have something I had to deal with when I was 10 years old that you didn't have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? But you got something that you had to deal with at 10 years old that I didn't have to deal with. So everybody's path is different. Everybody's race is different. Everybody's life is different, but
I love it.
The principles are always the same. So,
random.
I'm sorry.
Go random real quick about that same line. Cause it's did you run track and field, or is that based off you did? Okay, so
yeah.
So see, because I also run track and field. That's why I integrate like a track and field line or whatever here and there, and because we did that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, I mean, fuck the steeplechase, though. I never did that.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, Ram. I was just going off on the tangent on that line. Did he freeze? Did he freeze again? Well,
he did.
Oh, he did freeze. What that?
Oh,
are you
he's
good?
back.
Ram, you good?
I think I got kicked out or something for a second. I don't know.
Oh yeah, you're good. You're good now. You're back.
Okay.
But yeah,
wait, we still on Shrine to Ego?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I had a question. No matter what you said, you said a line. I'm sorry. No matter what your name is, obvious line and comparatively, there's not much to explain. But is that why were you feeling that at the time? Was there some reason, like, did you run into somebody and they had an attitude you ain't like? I mean, like, is that, or was it just you observing something on TV or things people were paying attention to that's famous, and you thought, you know what? Why are we paying attention to this famous thing? Like, I sometimes feel that way. People pay attention to it just because it's famous. Is that kind of what you meant by that? Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's the same bullshit. Like we all go through shit. You know what I'm saying? Like no matter who you are, no matter what level of life you are, no matter how rich you are, we all go through some bullshit in our lives. You know what I'm saying? So like, and like I said, like, no matter what, our journeys may be different, but the principles are still the same. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, no matter what you go through, we all go through some bullshit in our lives that we got to deal with and we got to overcome.
Yeah.
Word up. Any more questions, or do we get in the next one? Denku, you good?
We could run into the next one.
Yeah.
Is Ascot the one that's the next one's Ascot, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the one that is mixed. The video is mixed with Shrine to Ego.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Is this the one where you're on the couch?
Yeah.
Yes. I like this one. I like the lighting and everything with this one. Is Ascot?
No, thanks.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, I turned the volume down.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yeah. So jazzy, smooth. Yeah. I don't believe in nothing I can't dream about. Deemed a monument to scenic routes. Here's a drought you can't refuse. Hope the tide will even out so you can stay afloat. Can't decide handheld or shoulder mount to limit the amount of camera shake. The footage of my vision needs to stabilize, and so I had to wait to render in 4K. Takes a minute of 60 for the nifty resolution. Spiffy in evolution, revolution in HD. Justice in IMAX, keep that in a box. But if the chicken ain't cage free, he blows top. Something in the way the pen strokes the ego. Here's an ascot for the mascot of the emo. Last watch for the cash crop of the people. Dignity on the laptop looking evil. That's not a laugh stock for the regal. Lethal with the cash box. I see you. We simplify the broken sky response, spin indigenous, and from this moment on, those who spawn the mediocre will provoke a calm that only means a storm is coming soon. A head-on collision of sun and moon. Around here, no pretending, just bended spoons. We swoon for the beat breaks, bottle lightning and thunder as a keepsake. The metronome is the sound that your knees make when your knees quake. I build and destroy with coffee sips and handshakes. From this date in history, we mandate that success is only achieved if you invest in self. No longer will the best be shelved, and the work that you put in will directly affect the dynamics of how we calculate wealth. There's health in radio silence. My vibe is Cape on Maceo. Try this standing vertical and suffer from vertigo. A steady pace, no moving slow. So now you know, back to the show.
Yeah, I love this. This is so awesome because listening to this album and getting to talk about it like this is fresh.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. This is why I love it, because I'm an artist myself. And so I came up with this idea with that in mind, that it feels good to hear your shit and then be able to explain it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I appreciate you doing this, man, because if you're appreciation, I'm doubly appreciating it. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had one thing about that one. I already talked about the mix of the video. I just wanted to say there was no question about this line. I just wanted to say I love the way you said, I don't believe in nothing I can't dream about. I just love that line. There wasn't much to say about it, but I just love it. And then I noticed a lot of camera references. We already talked about that. Was it purple? You literally went 6 out of your first 8 bars all camera reference, and I think it even might have went into the 9th bar, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
On that one. I love that. I was like, man, this dude must have just got into this.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Like when it was just all this stuff, and that's why it was important for me to shoot a video for this one too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because of all the camera references and how I could relate those to life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And interestingly enough, like that video, I shot that video in a hotel room because my son does modeling, and I was he was, on a job, and I was just in the hotel room, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna shoot a video. So he was gone for the whole day. I was there the whole day, and I ran to, Lowe's and bought a whole bunch of lights and, all this stuff. And it was really like kind of a makeshift.
I'm like, yo, did you?
Yeah, like it was a real makeshift. Like I brought my camera because I bring my camera with me everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But I brought my camera and everything.
Picking apart the passion with this. That's picking it apart right there, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, like I bring my camera with me everywhere. So I was in the hotel and like I saw everything when we checked in. I was like, oh, this couch looks dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I went and bought all the light bulbs. That's why I changed the light bulbs and the lights and all that stuff and moved the whole hotel room around. And, it came out really fresh. I think it came out really fresh.
Yeah, man. Love it.
Yeah, Dev, I also, I really love the production on this one too, myself. I like how it leads in, like the drums leading into the just the vibe of the I don't even know what instrument that is. That like synth, like the
No, that's it's organ, and then I sampled the kind of high pitch tone that Tribe used on what song was it? I can't think of what song it was, but that kind of like, kind of high pitch.
Say that, but I can't.
Yeah, like the kind of high pitch, like kind of, it's like one note, you know what I'm saying, but it's kind of throughout. And that one was really simple. It was really only like 3 or 4 elements to the beat, but I think the mixing of the instruments really kind of gave it texture. And yes, that's one of my favorite beats on the record.
I had a question about one more line. I build to destroy with coffee sips and handshakes. Is that a reference to the business side? And what did you mean by it if it is? I mean, I knew that.
Yeah. I meet a lot of people in the in the industry. And I've had coffee with people. I sat down, to business meetings, and in those times you either figure out, oh, this is somebody I want to fuck with, or this is somebody I'm gonna stay away from. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? There's a I forget what comedian it was, but he said literally in every business meeting, they're trying to fuck you and you're trying to fuck them, and who's gonna come out on top? I'm not saying that's the way you're coming, but it's kind of that similar thing. Like you're both building and destroying in a sense, and deciding over that coffee if it's gonna go, which way it's gonna go. Like if this is 50-50, which way is it gonna go in the negotiation, right? Like
that's really what it is, man. That's really what it is. You know, what I'm saying?
I thought that line might mean that.
Yeah. Like it's not, and for me, it's not necessarily about about getting ahead, but it's.
Oh, I know,
and
that's what I was trying to convey. I didn't mean to say that.
Oh no, it's good. But it's really about like making sure that we all come out, winners in the process. You know what I'm saying? Like, making sure that what I'm doing is going to help you, and what you're able to give me is going to help me. And that's the best, the best thing about most business relationships, if they work.
Yeah. It going both ways.
Yeah, being reciprocal.
Yeah. Like business.
I'll tell you, some of this talk, like sometimes it's delaying for me. So if I'm not responding, I look like I'm listening. That's what I'm doing, because it's been delaying sometimes. Here and there, it's random.
All good.
That's all good.
But yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to? Oh, I just want to mention the emo line. Here's an ascot for the mascot of the emo. Just enjoyed that.
I love that shit
in general.
Yeah, man. Like, it's funny because like, a lot of people crown Slug as the king of emo rap. You know what I mean? And I honestly think that, being part of that whole school, like I was one of those dudes that's like, this is when people was like, what is emo rap? Like, they play some of my music. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Do you mind that title? Do you like that title? Do you not like that title? How does that feel to you? I mean, like what?
I mean, it doesn't bother me. You know what I'm saying? Right. Emo just means emotional. You know what I'm saying? Like I was, I was really one of the first cats to really like put that emotion on record like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
say that shit. That shit.
Yeah. If you go back to, like Hating a Puddle on my first album, like nobody had ever really tackled the idea of self-hatred and suicide and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That was in 99. You know what I'm saying?
I was about to ask you, do you want to put a date stamp on that there?
Yeah, like that was like 99. Like cats really wasn't talking about that. Wasn't popular to talk about.
It was more of an angry way. It was more of an angry way if it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it wasn't popular to talk about your emotions and actually be vulnerable in a song. You know what I'm saying? Like before, I did it, and a lot of the cats that, I came up with did it. So, I wear it as a crown. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's an ascot for the mascot of the emo. You know what I mean? Yeah, embrace that,
Hell yeah.
I like it. Next track. Do you want to talk about it? Okay, I want to say this. To me, it stood out as the most different track.
Snooze? Is it Snooze or
Snooze.
Out of This World?
Snooze.
Snooze.
Okay.
Okay, then take that back.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I'm sorry, y'all. I really believe this. I think my Google Docs is doing weird stuff where it puts stuff out of order. But anyway, we'll get to that after we play the track.
Yeah, we'll email Google.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Did you have something to say about snooze, or do you want to move on?
Snooze,
Let's
right?
go.
We're going into.
Let's go. Yeah.
All right.
Now I've been watching runaways be bastardized in summer days, while some are dazed and some confused. Some get paid to sing the blues. These sharks obey the breaking news, but a decent wage somehow eludes. So won't behave, won't show and prove. We're all enslaved to the album groove. How do we not notice these systems they put in place? We think we're moving, but unconsciously we're just running in place. There's a regression of voices that speak of the promised land and of the few that exist. We're not choosing to comprehend, man.
This is just an organized stampede around the track. We're only given enough time to focus on the laps, and almost every animal called focus in the back of thinking gaps. We most ain't supposed to think too much and don't even know what we lack. The blessing and the curse of minds lives in every penny got. Life is only worth the dime if given every cent we got it. How could we blame you for snoozing through? This is just an organized stampede around the track. We're only given enough time to focus on the laps, and almost every animal called focus in the back of thinking gaps. Most ain't supposed to think too much and don't even know what we lack. The blessing and the curse of minds lives in every penny got. Life is only worth the dime if given every cent we got it. How could we blame you for snoozing through?
Oof.
Yeah.
Who plays that? Who plays that? Was that you that played that? Like in a
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
break?
I played all of that. And what's funny about that is I use FL Studio as my DAW. And it has this tool where you can just play, experiment with stuff and it automatically records. So a lot of that was spliced together from different, just like me playing different little riffs and, like really just like kind of playing over the beat. And, I just dumped it all to my piano roll and, took the good parts that blended together and, created a little bridge for the song. It was like, I think about that part, that musical break as the second verse, you know what I'm saying, to the song. And it came together pretty good, but I was kind of freaking out, and I added it kind of late in the game. Like it was one of the last things I added, during, cause the song was done and I was like, something's missing, you know what I'm saying? Like am I going to write a second verse or, like, I was like, no, let me throw some musicality in here, to show a little more of my range as a producer.
Was that? Are you talking about the piano there? I got cut out for a second.
Yeah, the piano. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was literally about to ask about that, so that's good. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
For some reason, I keep getting kicked out. So I don't know.
It's all good. And then the another thing, Just Joey, he wrote his hook himself, or you wrote the hook for him to do?
He wrote the hook himself.
Okay.
And that was who?
Just Joey. He's actually we have an album together as Lucid Logic. He's actually a producer, singer, and rapper himself. And we did an album together as Lucid Logic, and we've been, really close friends. So, I got him on there to take care of that hook for me.
Yeah, I was actually supposed to bring y'all here on that tour that didn't work out, right?
That ended up getting canceled. Yep.
Yeah. Everything that got canceled.
Yeah. So I actually like the placement of this track in the album. I like because I'm always I'm pretty big on track placement.
Yeah,
like albums. I definitely like this spot for this track and the flow that you delivered over it. I think it was a good transition, a good transitional track. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's the reason that I put it where I did, because, like the album as a whole, like I meant the album to be an experience, listening to. Like, I wanted it to be an album that when you put it on, you don't want to take it off because everything moves into everything else and it flows. And it's, it kind of has a musical story to tell as well as a lyrical story to tell. So I wanted to pick up the pace a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and give cats something a little different and, something to move to. And it's one of the fastest tracks I've ever recorded. You know what I'm saying? Like usually my shit is like, 80, 85, between 80 and 90 BPM. You know what I'm saying? Like I usually that's like maybe 110, I want to say.
Yeah, because you got that really fast snare thing going throughout it.
Yeah, like it's up there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and that's why I took the approach lyrically that I did as far as the style and how I delivered the vocals over it, just to kind of spread it out. Because this was the third verse that I wrote to it.
Okay.
Oh, wow. So I wrote like two other verses that were different style wise and more up tempo and kind of really like riding the drums more.
How often do you do that? How often do you write a verse to don't like it and write and then it, how often? I'm curious creatively.
Pretty often actually.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like with this one, like I still have the other verses and I'm going to use them because they're still dope.
Yeah, of
course. But you know what I'm saying? But as far as what I was trying to convey on the track, it didn't fit. Right. You know what I mean? So a lot of times as songwriters, we have to feel that it's a complete piece
100%.
Once it's done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
there's synchronicity.
Yeah, like everything has to fit. You know what I'm saying? And I think that being the third piece, and I actually wrote something after that too. I wrote like 5 different verses to that beat.
But you still whoa.
Did a lot for this one.
Bro, I ain't done that in my whole life. The most I've ever wrote is like 2 verses. The most I've ever done is 2. I usually like the first or the second one. Yeah, I
wrote like 5 different ones because when I got to the third one, I was like, oh, this fits pretty well. And I did one actually that was a little more melodic and a little more sing-songy over it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That was different and the content was different. And this was the one that really fit the mood of the record and the content of the record. And that's the one that I kept.
That's crazy. 5 verses.
I mean,
because I think I only write 1 verse and I might go back and proofread the motherfucker. But other than that, like, I actually wish I did do 5 verses because I would have a lot of other songs probably ready to go.
Yeah, there's times when I don't like a verse and I'll rewrite a verse. There's times, like, especially if it's a concept song, I'll rewrite a verse, but not too much. But you know what I do? I'll start for the there's no. But never a full verse. Once I get to 16, I've already don't analyze myself too much by the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Like, and that's why I say like this album was really a labor of love because I wanted to make sure that everything that ended up on the record fit on the record.
Extra.
I paid extra.
Yeah.
It was definitely extra care added to this record. Now, other records like. If I go back to throughout my catalog, I wrote the verse. I may have proofread it, may not have. You know what I'm saying? But that was what was. You know what I'm saying? But that was what it was. Like honestly, a lot of the process that I did with this record, this was the first time that I did a lot of those things. I don't do that. I never did that before. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted this record to be as perfect as possible with all its imperfections.
Wow.
Because, you know, even a lot of my friends that are producers and engineers, you know, like they tell me like this record sounds amazing, but you could have done this with this, you know what I'm saying? Like you could have done this as you know, like as far as the mixing, because I did all the mixing, I did all of that stuff. You know, I sent it out for mastering, but I mixed the record, I mixed the beats, I mixed my voice, all of that stuff. So a lot of my friends that have been doing it for a long time, it's like, yo, next time put a gate on that. You know what I'm saying? Or do this or do that. You know what I mean? But as a whole, I really
Those are real friends.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's why it's certain people that I fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Like I have my circle of people that I mess with that'll
me and
give me
Denku
the
talk
real.
to each other like that. Me and Denku, you know, I'll ask him, he'll ask me. We will tell each other the truth. You know.
Yeah. That's the thing. You gotta have that. So you know, like, because there's a lot of imperfection in this record, but I think that gives it the character that it has.
Hey man, not much. I mean, salute to you for real, because not much. I'm not playing. It's not much imperfection at all. I'm serious.
No, this is a great record, man. Great record.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, out of this world.
Out of this world.
Is the record out of this world, guys?
Yep.
Okay.
Out of this world. Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
We live on another planet. Every orbit is the palette for another canvas. See, we're so out of this world. Out of this world. Come out to the clouds and find us. Just the fragrance of our stardust seeming to remind us that we're so out of this world. Out of this world. Let's blast off to outer space. Got extra rocket fuel and walking shoes on just in case. We never been the type to try to keep up with the race. Fast travel faster than truth, so we got our own pace. These black holes wanna suck us in. It's never been a surprise. We never been afraid, so we don't need a disguise. See, we up in the skies. They'll never bring us down to earth again. Say goodbye to all your family and friends, cause we out of this world. We live on another planet. Every orbit is the palette for another canvas. See, we're so out of this world. Out of this world. Come out to the clouds and find us. Just the fragrance of our stardust seeming to remind us that we're so out of this world. Out of this world.
Sometime in the future, a spaceship from Earth will explore the far reaches of our galaxy. These pioneering spacefarers will be on the ultimate voyage. Theirs will be a journey into the extreme.
We've been moonwalking easy cause our stars align. Signal bouncing off of satellites in tune to freedom mind. The world is smaller than you think, that's in the grand scheme. A speck of dust in God's dream. Surfing universes, how we passing time. Exploring galaxies for hours. Meteor showers to keep it clean. See, I propose with Saturn's rings while we up in the skies. They'll never bring us down to earth again. Say goodbye to all your family and friends, cause we out of this world. We live on another planet. Every orbit is the palette for another canvas. See, we're so out of this world. Out of this world. Come out to the clouds and find us. Just the fragrance of our stardust seeming to remind us that we're so out of this world. Out of this world. We live on another planet. Every orbit is the palette for another canvas. See, we're so out of this world. Out of this world. Come out to the clouds and find us. Just the fragrance of our stardust seeming to remind us that we're so out of this world.
Out of this world.
Yeah, I love that
that
hook.
one, man.
Love that hook
Yeah,
on that, man.
Me too.
Thank you. Yeah, like that was actually the last song that I added to the album. There was actually, this is the final is probably the third version of the album. There was 3 other songs that were on the album before that didn't make the album, and that song I actually did
different beats.
Different songs. Period. Like songs that aren't on the album at all. And that was actually a song that I did preparing for another record. When I did it, you know, like a lot of cats was like, "Yo, you should put this on the record." You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
you know, I put it in the rotation, and even though it feels like a sore thumb almost, you know what I mean? Like it still fits the mood and it still fits the idea of the record.
Absolutely. I'm a comedian, aspiring comedian. I've done a little bit, right? So when I ask this question, remember that.
Okay. I
feel like with this song, you might have seen a UFO while taking ayahuasca. I'm just saying. I'm totally playing.
All good. Yeah. No, not a UFO. Honestly, I do believe in them though. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
but nah, this was a joint I actually wrote, you know, about me and my wife kind of escaping.
Interesting. Okay.
And really like kind of escaping the normalcy of life and the normalcy of the everyday. Okay. You know what I mean?
Okay. That's even more beautiful. I didn't mean to take that. My bad.
It's all good. It's all good. It was funny. But you know, like it's an idea. It's a twofold idea because, you know, like for me and her, you know, like I have 3 teenage sons, and we have a very, you know, rigorous every day. You know, so it was a song I wrote about, you know, us kind of escaping and
that's what's up.
You know, like getting away and, you know, because both of us are the oldest in our, you know, families. So, you know, all our sisters come to her for help and advice, and my brothers come to me for help and advice. And, you know, our parents lean on us a little more than the others. You know what I'm saying? So just a song about escaping, but also, you know, it's a song about, you know, about society escaping. Like, you know, sometimes we got to put down the regular shit and just get out, you know, and get away and, you know, like tell your family, like it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta get out of here and, you know, really, you know, find myself a little bit, you know, before I can actually help you. You know, I got to get out of here and, you know, do some things with myself. So, you know, it was definitely I love that song, and it's a foreshadowing to the kind of things that I'm going to be working on futuristically as well.
Is that the reggae influence in there? Then is that something that was the foreshadowing?
Oh, definitely that, and you know, just the style of it. You know, being a little more melodic. You know, being a little more.
I was wondering about that. I had a question about the reggae influence because it's really the only one that has kind of a reggae back to it in the beat in the production. Is that right?
Well, I used to perform with a reggae band back in the day.
See, this is the kind of passion we trying to pick apart right here.
Yeah, like I used to perform with a reggae band back in the day, and it was the only band that I ever was a part of. But we would do shows, and you know, I would just spit verses over, you know, like reggae, you know, shit.
Yeah.
But, you know, I've always had a love for it. So when I found that sample and made the drums for it, it just felt, you know, really like reggae and, you know, in that mood. So, but yeah, that's part of my history as well.
What do you use program wise, hardware wise to make beats and to produce? What do you use?
Well, the DAW that I use is FL Studio with a lot of, you know, VSTs and, you know, things of that nature. I have my Akai Fire, which is a MIDI controller that's specifically made for FL Studio. Actually,
that's
don't give up all your secrets now. I'm just saying.
I'm just showing, like, I actually have it here. Like, this is what I use. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is the best part of the podcast for me, Ram. All the sound equipment, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, and I have Adam audio monitors and a bunch of other extra shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm sure you've accumulated equipment over the years and shit too.
Oh yeah, I have. Yeah. I mean, I got
part
like
of the journey.
4 sets of headphones. I got like,
of course,
tape decks and
typical,
all kind of shit.
Yeah, typical.
Yeah,
I love it.
It becomes an obsession. You just need another sound equipment piece, and then it's going to be complete your studio. But then there's always another piece that you want.
Well, of course. Like and one of the things that I've learned from all my producer friends that have been doing it longer than me, they're like, master the shit that you got until before you start buying more shit.
Yeah,
because you may be able to do what you want to do with what you have, and you may not need that extra piece if you master the stuff that you have.
Yeah, that's true.
What I'm saying?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So I've been working on that. Trying not like my biggest problem is buying records.
Oh yeah,
that's my problem. You know what I'm saying?
I got full shelf there.
I literally have hundreds of records that I haven't listened to yet, just because I keep, buying records. So I try to take 10 at a time, and sample and go through and all that.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
That's
all right. We can get into the next record. I don't want to take up all your night, man.
It's all good, man.
Okay.
All right.
Let's keep moving on.
This is Pickpocket.
Oh, this is my shit. Bars.
Yeah, I've never been the type to close mouth, but I'm closed off, just pickpocketing time for ticks as it fades. Ignoring the signs, even the ones that say don't walk, cause hip rocket designed for clips and grenades. A devout skeptic, questions find me comfort, trying to stand out among these mannequins as a mannequin. Decoding doubts, message lessons, usher wonder. We frame behavior as Vader without understanding Anakin. A complex man holding on to the simple things, diligently dicing the indignant for the fun. The ladies see the smile and they crown him the dimple king, insisting I give him a little rhythm of the drum. Even the greats pontificate fate's a foregone conclusion, and it's obvious you're using excuses. The only time truth intimidates is when justice is translucent, but I'ma keep moving, cause I don't plan on losing. Let me explain something. Let's start it like this, son. I don't fuck around. Sorry, homeboy, but your flow sounds let's outline the notions of this potion-wielding sorcerer, burrowing through traffic jams with battering rams and tonto blades, defiant to tyrants of this obstinate alliance, trying to be unengaged through a bloviated masquerade. See, self-reliance has been dying cause of trends, but I've been hell-bent on documenting the madness for the masses, berating the cautious through hard drive crashes, plus teaching classes on how to survive when the monarchy collapses. Dominant, delusional, prominent pacifist, musical masochist, and wonder why they're not moving you, dining on consequences of the ludicrous with a side of foolishness. Then you got the nerve to rock a crucifix, lost your usefulness, so unscrupulous is humorous. My job's devouring, not amusing you. Sorry if I'm losing you, I speak for the abandoned and I'm candid. Clashing with demigods is the way I planned it, damn it.
Lose! I don't lose! I win! I win! That's my job! That's what I do!
I can rap, man.
Man,
Yo,
for real.
That shit is cold, dog.
Yo, if you're an MC and you don't think that shit is fire, like I don't even know.
You ain't
even know.
You can't be, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Sometimes I amaze myself, honestly. Like sometimes I'm like, yo, I can rap. Yo,
That's when you know you good.
Yeah.
Roll with that. Keep rolling with that, bro. For real. Straight up.
Yo,
Dude.
I feel the same way. I
Yeah.
wouldn't normally say that, but you said it, so I'm gonna say it. I feel the same way. So
yeah, like as an MC, like when you hear your shit back,
I
and
know
like,
Denku does
like,
too. He ain't gonna say that shit.
I know Denku does, man.
He knows I do
know
that
he do.
shit.
Like you listen back to a verse, you know what I'm saying? You listen back to one of them joints and you like, yo, I am the shit. Nobody's fucking with me.
I should get my roommate over here to come over here and be like, yo, how many times I'll be like, yo, I just killed that shit.
You know.
Hey,
Yeah,
but
that
check
shit is
this out.
fire.
On that one, there was a few lines that stood out to me when I first listened. I always go on the first listen because when something stands out, I want to write that down. That's what I do. All right.
Word.
So teaching classes on how to survive when the monarchy collapses. Speak of that, is that prevalent to the times?
Yes, very much so. And that's more dedicated to my children. You know, like trying to explain to them of how to survive and how to live life when everything else isn't working out, when you know, the powers that be, you know what I mean, like they're not necessarily, you know, like physically they're the ones in power right now, but you know, like the powers that be aren't always going to be there. Like what happens when, you know, there's chaos out here in these streets like there is, you know, now, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you going to do? How are you going to survive? How are you going to live? How are you going to make sure your family is taken care of? How are you going to make you taken care of? Like, that's really what I was thinking, you know, when I wrote that line, just kind of, you know, making sure that my kids are going to be straight no matter what's going on, you know, in the powers that be.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's
and then there was another one. And then I'll let y'all ask y'all questions.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No. Keep going. Keep going.
You said sorry if I'm losing you. I speak for the abandoned and I'm candid. Clashing with demigods is the way I planned it. Damn it. Talk about that. I mean, I'm like.
That's such a good line. That's what
I'm trying to say. You say you trying to host? If you a host, I tell you about your album, you host.
It's so good. Well, I mean, like the underground is the abandoned, like the cats that really, you know, and it's not a lot of us that are in the upper echelon of, you know, music right now. The cats that really care about the culture, that really care about the art, that really care about lyricism. Like we're like the abandoned fucking generation of this music shit, of this hip hop shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know, I'm gonna plant my flag and wear it proud. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yeah.
I'm one of them. Yeah. I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna water my shit down for you. I'm not gonna change who I am for you. I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be. And you know, I speak for those people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm willing to go up against the people that you claim, you know, this is your king. Like you claim this is what you think is hot. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm ready to go against the demigods. I'm ready to go against those people that you say are, you know, the pinnacle of this shit. Like they're not. You know what I'm saying? Like I can go toe to toe with any rapper that you put in my face.
Dude, fuck yeah.
Say that shit.
Fuck yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. I love it.
Yep.
I love it. Yo, when I wrote that question down when I first listened to it, I'm gonna be real honest. I was in my car, I was chilling because basically during COVID, I've been places here and there, my car and the house, right? And so I sit in my car and listen to this because it has the best sound system. And when I wrote that question, I was hoping you gave an answer similar to that.
Word.
No, but seriously, that's what I'm talking about right there.
Can you briefly just touch on DJ Bombay? He did the cuts on that, right?
Yes, he did.
And where is DJ Bombay from?
He's actually here in Columbus. Actually, without DJ Bombay, I wouldn't be a producer.
Oh, word.
Okay.
Real short story. We were out on tour because he was my tour DJ for a while.
I mean, you can make it long. I'm chilling.
Okay, word. We were out on tour and we're in the hotel room after the show, and it's like 2:00 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And this dude takes his duffel bag, like, cause he had a lot of luggage, but we was only gone for like 3 days. So I didn't, you know, really fuck with him and ask about it. But so this dude brings a duffel bag. He pulls out a 27-inch monitor, and his computer, not a laptop. He pulls his computer out. Yeah. He pulls his computer out, sets it up on the desk in the room, hooks everything up, and he's over there. It's like 2 a.m, dude. We just got done doing the show. We just got done being at a show for 5-6 hours. And he's over there. Yeah, he's over there playing around. He got his headphones in, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm making beats." And I'm like, "Show me how to do that." You know what I'm saying? So like we sat there for like 2-3 hours, and he kind of gave me the rundown of, just basic shit. He was using Ableton at the time. And I made my first beat that night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I made my first beat that night.
Stories. This is actually real dope, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to DJ Bombay, man. Without him, I wouldn't be, this album probably wouldn't exist.
Yeah. Lugging around the PC.
That's dope. That's dope.
That's dope as hell.
All right. You want to move on to the next track?
Yeah. Another Day with Tish.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's coming, but I'm sure I can handle it. Illuminated path by the flicker of candle wicks. We prop up meaningless trinkets with our mantle bricks. Some doors ajar, but with others the handle sticks. Show me the walls of your mind, I'll show what a vandal is. Dive into the cesspool and swim with the scandalous. Consciously out of step with all of the fashion trends. Show me a relationship and I'll show what an actor is. My heart's page, sick of trying to dig a tunnel out of this dark age. My moniker is 3 parts compassion, 1 part rage, colluding with binge attacks, the kickback of a 12 gauge, staggering the stand, overcome by this art days, cloudy with a chance of self-esteem in my art days. Don't know which way to go in this dark maze. Is this the place reality and sanity part ways?
Oh, you can stop it.
Okay.
That leads into the next track.
Yeah, that's
I was funny. I was asking, is that on purpose? Like, I mean, of course it is on purpose. And why did you decide to do that? I was going to ask that question last, but
yeah, we can. I'll answer that later. We can talk about the
okay.
Day track first.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well,
you said, show me a relationship. I'm sorry, Brad.
That's okay.
Show me a relationship and I'll show you what an actor is. What do you mean by that? Or what's behind that? I don't mean to ask in such an official way, but
no, it's good. It's good.
I can't rap it like you yet. I'd have to study.
When I wrote this song, me and my wife was going through some things.
Okay.
It was just, we married, been married 20 years.
That's what marriage is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so, but the thing is, like in any relationship, not just a marriage, not just a man and woman relationship, in any relationship, there has to be, like you can always be truthful to a fault, to a point. I mean,
sure.
Because you have to be aware of the other people's feelings. You have to be aware of, if I say this, how would it affect them? How will, and so you always have to kind of curb your language a little bit. And in our relationship, we all act to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Like we all have to kind of, placate to what people need at the time, depending on the situation. Sometimes there are those times when you can be super blunt. There are those times when you can be like, you really fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But there's other times when you got to be like, well, if you just change this and do this and, maybe things will work out a little. You can't just say you fucked up. You got to give them, you got to be a little softer, what I'm saying, with things. So in all relationships, we all, have to put on a face sometimes in certain ways. So that's what I was talking about with that line.
I like that one a lot. If y'all got some other stuff, go ahead.
Well, I just like how personal it is, like there's this, and then the song "Out of This World" that was also about your wife, and I'm glad. It's cool that you draw from so many personal elements to influence your stuff, because it shows through.
Yeah, like that's the best way to do it. That's the only way to be authentic, I think, as an artist, is to really draw from your own personal experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think, I think that's part of the problem with today's, hip hop, quote unquote, is
100% agree.
A lot of these cats don't really live the things that they're talking about. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, some of the things that they're talking about, they try to live and then they end up getting killed or end up with some, involved in some shit that they ain't ready for. So I think as an artist, it's important that we draw from our actual lives and draw from our actual experiences. And that'll make the people connect with you more, because they see that it's genuine and they see that it's authentic,
Absolutely. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, that comes through in this album, like start to finish. It's an album that, like, I think people should listen to on headphones, close your eyes, and
definitely.
It's got a
I made it to be a headphone record. I made it
nice.
for headphones.
Okay, yeah.
I love that. I don't even know what that means exactly, but I love that. I mean,
if you listen to the album, like there's things that go from ear to ear.
Mm-hmm. I know what it means.
Like the way that it's mixed. There's certain elements that you don't get the full scope of the song if you don't, completely feel. Even, there's like certain echoes that I put on my vocals that bounce ear to ear, that I wanted it to be a complete and total experience that encompasses you, as the listener. I made it specifically for headphones.
So I used to ride the bus a lot when I was younger, man. And I grew up in Phoenix, and the bus was the main transport system. So that ear to ear right there, I had headphones on a lot of my life, right? So the next thing, and then I don't know if you grew up riding the bus or not, but you should think about incorporating some type of bus theme with somebody with headphones on next time you do an album that has that intent.
Word.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
All right. Yo. Oh, did you have a question?
Well, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, can I take a break real quick? I gotta use the bathroom.
Yes,
I'm on the same page.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Be right back.
Quick break before the last song. Sounds good.
Pick apart your passion.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Word
So
up.
we're on.
We were just finishing it with Another Day. Yeah.
Well, did Denku I think Denku had a.
Thank you. Yeah.
I just wanted to know. So that was Tish on the hook. And
yes, that's my sister-in-law, actually.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So that's
dope.
And what made you choose to get her on it?
Well, actually, she's one of the artists that I'm working with. We're actually working on some music together.
So you're producing other artists, is what you're saying?
I'm starting to. Yes.
Have you said that publicly yet?
Yeah. I mean, there's some.
Like I'm trying to get the drop, baby. No.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been selling beats for a little bit, but
I didn't
there
know
are
that.
some,
Okay, dope.
There are some people that I'm working with, like specifically putting, curating albums for them. Yeah. So
yeah.
That's dope. Congrats on that. Actually, that's another level when it comes to I started to try to produce, and now I'm working with other artists. That's a different level, you know. So
it definitely is because like one project that I'm working on right now. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Shrapnel. I've
heard the name.
They're on Billy Wood's label.
Okay.
It's a cat called Curly Castro, and
I've heard that name.
Yeah. So me and Curly Castro are actually working on a project together that I'm producing for him. So I've been making beats for him, and it's gonna be.
Y'all
want
to come back on when y'all do that? You know.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? We can do that.
Have time in between. Y'all want to come back on together?
Yeah, we can definitely do that. Yeah, because it's just in the production stages now. I don't even know if he's. I think he's written like to a couple of the beats, but you know, I'm definitely doing a specific style for him. And
nice.
You know, it's kind of industrial. You know, like it's a mixture of.
That's a
like,
word I haven't heard in a while to describe music. You talking about like older industrial style?
Yeah, like you know, like really crazy kind of weird, dark sounds. But I call it industrial beauty because there's a lot of prettiness to some of it too.
Yeah, I did a lot of drugs back in the day to that kind of shit, like 20-something years ago.
Yeah, it's like it has a lot of underlying like pretty elements, you know what I'm saying? But it still has like a lot of that rough, hard, crazy shit. So
the production on some of that music is really good. There's a lot to the production I said on some of that kind of music is like really crazy. If you're on headphones or good speakers or something.
I like dark shit. Dark shit.
Me too.
Dark music is.
Yeah.
Just makes me write shit real quick. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But I like Pharrell Happy too. Yeah.
I'm a fan of that song,
One or the other.
No, I'm being
I know. I feel you.
But I'm trying to lighten the mood sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. Where we at here?
We are at the last track.
Yep.
The Depth.
There's a specific question I have about this song, but I want to wait till
Well, there's a thing that leads into the song, then the song. So.
Yes.
Oh, there. Hold up. Technical shit. Volume, I mean.
Hold up. Hey.
Galaxy in hand, unlocking secrets of universes through verses, feet propped on the ottoman. All the men I draw with, I'll fall with. We dispel summer just to bring autumn in. Fragments of sanity by the boatload, hoping to stay on deck. We sail and shuffle 52, cause we were dealt a hand of wave crashes. Seasick, the sound of the undertow could drown me, but my people stay Hercules. Although we hurt, we get our knees a little dusty and pray for peace. Cause we dream so vivid, it's vintage hype visuals. The colors pop from maxed out resolution. Let's make sure our seeds fan out and realize that our culture's where we need to start a revolution. Seek solutions found in the creases of unity. Embrace the challenges, seeing problems as opportunities. There's no promised land without you and me sinking in solidarity. Rescuing those sinking in status quo. I know that thinking is heresy, but it's presently a necessity. I can't achieve without you next to me, so let's move. The world's spinning even if it's still. If you don't take advantage, then another man will. It's time to show what we about. Let's show the work of our hands and stop running our mouth. They raised the fence in hopes to keep the masses content with the mask of security equipped. Opened up a door that they couldn't close, left freedom exposed, couldn't slam it shut. So now what? Forgiveness has a bitter taste. You don't realize your palate ain't prepared until you gotta swallow. There's enough blame to orbit the earth. For what it's worth, anger's empty and hollow. Holla, hello, we know all of the pain they inflict. Nothing ever infected a brain like this. The depth of the betrayal can't be measured in leagues. We still achieved without a trick up the sleeve. And I believe our greatest days are still ahead if we can get the doubt. The tears shed are not in vain, no matter the amount. We may endure for a night, but the moonlight will slowly start to fade. Expect the joy that comes with morning light and do everything in your power to make the morning stay. It's up to you to make the moves, to be in position to catch the groove. None of us can do it alone. Where 2 or 3 are gathered, we can't lose. So let's move forward and grab the throne, and I'm gone. The world's spinning even if you're still. If you don't take advantage, then another man will. It's time to show what we about. Let's show the work of our hands and stop running our mouth.
Sorry, my face is real serious during that one. That's my favorite track of the album, personally.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I have a question about the sample. First of all, the title. When I saw the depth, I guess I have this affinity to digging deep in different ways. So I think that even the title hit me. But that Barbra Streisand sample. I assume you knew that's what it was, or yeah. So is that something like maybe came from like a family member, or is that something you just kind of saw Barbra say? You know, was that an influence at any point?
No.
How did that come about?
It just happened to work. No, yeah, it just happened to work. You know, man. Like you know when you. I
was curious.
Yeah, when you're shopping for records, you know what I'm saying? Like if the cover looks dope, you know what I'm saying? Even if you don't know what's on it.
You found the motherfucking gem. You found a gem.
Like, you know, even if the cover, you know, if you don't know what's on it, but the cover looks dope, then you grab it and you go home and you're like, yo, I got some heat. You know what I mean? So just digging through records, man. Just digging.
Yeah. They found a good.
That's dope,
sample.
Man. That's dope. I actually had to look up the sample, but I thought it was super dope that it was Barbra Streisand. I was very shocked. I didn't expect that's who it would be, and so I was like, okay, I got to ask him about that, you know. But I love that one. There's one line I want to ask you about too, and my people stay, or I don't know if it's one line or not, but it's the part I liked. My people stay Hercules, although we hurt, we get on our knees.
We get our knees a little dusty and pray for peace. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Talk about that line, because I mean that just goes to the struggle, and that there's still a spiritual faith amongst the struggle.
Right.
I thought that might be a good way for you to kind of explain this song, whole almost song to me. You know what I mean? I feel like that line encompasses the song. Am I wrong about that, or? No,
you're not. I mean, this song is. You know, it's a universal song, but it's also a kind of a love letter, you know, to, you know, my African American people. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, you know, we've been through so much, you know what I'm saying? And we're still here and we're stronger than ever. You know what I'm saying? And and in that strength, you know, it took us to get on our knees sometime and pray. It took us, you know, to be able to surrender to something more powerful than us to help us get through a lot of the shit that we had to go through as people, you know, as a culture. So, you know, that line really does encompass, you know, the idea of, you know, that I have learned, you know, throughout learning about my history and learning about culture, is that, you know, like, we're Hercules, like we the strongest standing, you know what I'm saying? Like, because of all the shit that we've had to go through in order to continue to survive and continue to be, you know, to get to the point where we are millionaires, where, you know, like we are, you know, the face of companies, where we are, you know what I'm saying? Like that it's a lot of shit that had to happen in the process of that, and in the process of us getting to where we have, gotten to, and we still got a lot of work to do, of course, but all of that we've gone through, like in that process, we still had to pray. We still had to make sure that we were spiritually connected to something, to a higher power, to a higher being, because, in this life, you can't do it all yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, do you have any religious faith? Is there anything, any religion that you...
Yeah, I'm a Christian. So, and this has been prevalent throughout my career as far as, how my music, throughout my music. And I mean, actually, I started out as a Christian rapper.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that. I had no clue of that.
Oh. Yeah, when I first started, my first performance ever was in church.
Oh. Doing hip hop?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yo, that's wild. That's crazy.
It's a thing, man.
Yeah.
Danko, you didn't know that?
I did not know that.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, like it's interesting when Unforeseen Shadows came out, when my first album came out, there was a debate between, the hip hop community on, they were trying to claim me as a Christian rapper. So there was this like debate.
You know, like, hold up.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm a Christian that is a rapper. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Christian that happens to rap. You know what I mean? So, I didn't want to be pigeonholed, but there was a strong, like, on a lot of the message boards back in the day, like there was a lot of debate. But as a Christian, and that comes out in a lot of the album as well. A lot of the, I do have a lot of Bible references. A lot of talks about faith and a lot of talks about hope and so
I was about to say, I was going to chime in about it because my past. I was in
Brad have had conversations about this.
I was in a Christian pop punk band for a long time. And there is that, like, that weird, like, a line in the sand that, like, some Christian artists make where they're like, I'm part of the Christian music industry. I'm not part of the, like, regular secular music industry. And then, like, some people are like, well, no, I'm a Christian that is also an artist, which is, like, kind of where I kind of fell on that argument after being on the other side for a while,
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. Like, I mean, I think, we kind of get put into a box. You know what I'm saying? When you declare yourself as something, no matter what the religion is, or no matter what, your belief system is, you try to, everybody wants a piece of it. Like, oh, well, we're claiming him for ours. Like, no, like I make music for everybody. It just so happens that this is my belief system.
It should never be even connected unless you want it to be. And that's it's an interesting thing though. I mean, like a brother Ali who's connected with the Muslim faith, but that doesn't define his raps, right? Like it's many people like that. And it's interesting to me because it doesn't get separated enough, and I think that's not fair to the artist.
Unless it's your choice as an artist,
right? Exactly.
To define that.
Exactly, and plenty of people pick that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Man, this has been great, man. I appreciate your time. I'm not taking us off right now. We can keep talking about whatever. We got the album, but go ahead.
I still had the acronym KIM.
Keep moving.
That's what that is?
Yeah, keep it moving.
And then also it just seemed like you had a lot of fun making this beat. Like this
it does sound like that. Yeah.
Because it's like there's like a build up, a transition, and a rebuild up. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you had a lot of fun making the production for this song.
You know what? And it's funny you say that. Like, this is my least favorite beat on the album.
Oh no! I'm crushed. Nice. This is my favorite song.
Nice.
If I ever meet you in person, we got to talk about that
one. This is my. You know what? Because like, I'm not a fan of the drums.
Okay.
I went through. I literally went through probably 20 snares.
I do that.
I go
through snares is the hardest thing for me to be satisfied with. I understand that. And I've only been producing for like 3 years at all. And
Okay.
I ain't got a lot. I ain't got much shit, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, like this is my least favorite. Like honestly, for a long time, and I think, and this might hurt your feelings too a little bit, but until the album came out, and I saw the reactions to the album and to this song in particular, this was my least favorite song on the album.
But you got mad good reactions, didn't you? Like a lot.
Yo,
of
this is the most popular song on the album.
See,
wow.
But so
playing.
If this is your least favorite song on the album, what about those 3 tracks that didn't make the record?
Oh.
Like
okay.
would you like if you rethought about it,
would one of those make it?
Would one of those swap with this one? You know what I'm saying? Or,
no, they wouldn't.
So it ain't that bad.
well, the thing is, like, it's the complete piece of the song, not you know what I'm saying. So, lyrically, this had to be on the album because the content fit the theme of the record.
Yeah. Okay. I
but
like that.
as a
sacrifice.
It was one of those things where, you know, a couple of the other songs that I took off, I liked better, but you know, it wasn't.
We knew what it should be.
Exactly.
As a whole.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I looked at the album as a whole, as opposed to individual songs.
Because I wanted to and admire that personally, because that's a hard thing to do as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Is to take this little piece that, to me, it's not great, but to the rest of the world, it might make a better thing, right? A better product.
Yeah, because I knew, like, even though it wasn't my favorite, I knew that the content would resonate. I knew that the beat would resonate, even though it wasn't something that I liked. And I knew that it was the perfect closer to the album as well. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's hard. That's hard stuff.
When putting everything together, because the title Autopilot is twofold. The title, it has to do with, you know, me feeling like, you know, I was a passenger on the ride, that, you know, God was imparting this stuff to me. But also it's an idea of us as a society continuing to let the government, to let other people decide what is, you know, right for us.
So society on autopilot.
So society as a whole is on autopilot and not really in control of their movement.
Right.
Not really in control of
doing this with our phones, not looking up. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Right. All of that. So that's why a lot of the content on the album is about, you know, kind of those themes, you know, that we're kind of allowing something else to control us, but it's, you know, but we're doing it purposefully. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not trying to control our surroundings. We're allowing our surroundings to be controlled. You know what I mean? So as a whole, coming to that conclusion with this album is like, you know, the world's spinning even if you're still, you know what I'm saying? Like cats are still moving, cats are still doing stuff. Even if you just on autopilot, there's other people that are in control of their own destinies. There's other people that are doing things, you know, and becoming what they're supposed to be while you're just sitting here on your phone, not doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why it was a culmination of everything in the record, and ending on that note made the most sense.
You know what it reminds me of? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. You go.
No, I was just going to say, it reminds me of kind of a saying I've heard before, and I don't remember where I heard it or if this is even exactly how it was, but it was like, either you create your surroundings or you let your surroundings create you, in a sense, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can sum it up.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Create that. Yeah, you know what I mean? That success, or you let what other people think and their opinions create what you do. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. I'm not
like that's
philosophical too
much. And that's why, like, you know, it was important for me to have control of every aspect of this album. You know what I mean?
I love it, man. Well, it's a fantastic album. For real.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know, and like, you know, even in the process of the campaign, you know, I created the Beats and B-Sides live stream that I do on Friday nights usually, just to, you know, activate my fan base and, you know, get them interested and bring them along on the journey.
Okay.
And this just really, like, this album and the whole campaign and everything really showed me a lot more of what I'm capable of. And one of my biggest goals for this year is to really take that mindset and that discipline into other areas of my life. Because, you know, I really like focused and dedicated the time into this record for it to be what it has become. And if I can, you know, dial that into my finances, if I can dial that into even my relationships with my wife and my children, if I can dial that discipline and dedication into all of the other things that are part of my life, then I think I'll be sitting pretty, you know, I'll be sitting good. You know what I mean? So
good stuff.
I'm really working on that this year.
That's what's up. Do y'all have any more questions? I think that's a great way to end it, man.
Man.
You know, having his own perspective and his goals. I think that's a great way to end it. I appreciate you being on the podcast, man. This means a whole lot. I love the album. Go get it. Autopilot, Illogic. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Denku.
Pick apart the passion, passion. Passion. Pick apart the passion. 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 Pick apart the passion. Passion. Pick apart the passion.
This is Flyover State Park. You are clear to land.